The assault against the Affordable Care Act isn't over. They tried to get rid of the entire thing last year and weren't totally successful, and they have been chipping away at it ever since, and now that assault is continuing in a new stealthy form, both in the Department of Health and Human Services and also in various forms in states. And today we're gonna break that down. It's coming now in the form of what are called short-term health plans. And those are being pushed traditionally for people who are like between jobs or something like that. They can't necessarily get a normal health plan for the long run, so they get a temporary one. But that's now being used in a multi-pronged attempt to try to destabilize the entirety of the ACA. So these short-term policies typically have higher out-of-pocket costs and cover fewer services than traditional insurance, because they're extremely limited in what they actually do. And importantly, that kind of coverage is free from the ACA's insurance regulations. That includes the mandate to cover essential health benefits, which sound like the sort of thing that health insurance has to cover, or else what is the point? But they don't have to cover that. The prohibition on charging sick people more than healthy people, they can get around that. They can deny people coverage based on their medical history, and they can also impose caps on how much you can spend each year overall, or in particular things like physical therapy. They just cap out, they don't wanna pay anymore. Because all of the advancements in the ACA to try to get rid of some of these historic abuses against the American people are allowed in these short-term caps. Now, the Obama administration, in an effort to curtail the use of such coverage to sort of circumvent the ACA, back in 2016 shortened how long you can have it to 3 months. Well, the Trump administration is going to reverse that rule, once again allowing people to buy this non-Obamacare coverage for almost an entire year. Now, the benefit and the reason that this is very stealthy is that these plans are, in the short term, less expensive so long as you're healthy. They can be up to 70% cheaper than ACA plans, so long as you don't actually get sick or need any coverage. Once you do, they're incredibly expensive. But if you're healthy, they might seem appealing, at least for a little while, Jank. But the damaging thing there is, if you try to get people to sign on to these sorts of plans, yes, they'll pay a little bit less then, but who is it going to appeal to? Certainly not the very sick, the terminally ill, anything like that. It's going to appeal exclusively to healthy people, which means that you then take those healthy people out of the ACA pools, which will of course drive up the cost of health insurance for the people remaining in it. And that is how long-term they can do another way to try to destabilize the entire thing, make it fiscally impossible to sustain and bring down the entire structure.
Okay, this is a nearly perfect Republican trick. So on the surface, if you're not paying any attention and you don't dive into the annoying details, well, I'm a young, healthy guy, this is gonna bring down my rates. That's true, it does. It does bring down your rates. So you win, excellent. Okay, well, there comes the issues. First of all, it's not actually insurance. What do I mean by that? So if you're young and healthy and you don't have any problems, you pay them. Now you give them money, and since you're healthy, you get sometimes nothing in return, or some small amount thing for a checkup or something like that, right? But if you get sick, they cap how much you can get in a year. So to be fair, it's half insurance. So if you break your leg, you're not gonna hit your cap for the year, and they're gonna cover your insurance for you if you break your leg. You get cancer, you're gonna hit your cap. And guess what happened? You're dead. You just don't have insurance, and nobody's gonna pay that money, and you hit your cap, you don't have it. They're not gonna give it to you. Oops, it turns out you didn't really have insurance. They took all your money, but when you really, really needed the insurance, they don't cover you.
Yeah.
So it's a mirage. So it's not even good for the people paying the low rates. Second set of people paying the low rates that are gonna get screwed. The ones that then develop a pre-existing condition. You didn't have one going in, you came in healthy, this happened to me. Luckily, I had good insurance. If I was under this system, I would have been screwed. At the age of 31, I appeared to be perfectly healthy, and then I got a really bad illness. And then all of a sudden, I got a pre-existing condition. So if I go turn around and buy that same insurance once it runs out, because they're all short term, they're like, sorry, now your insurance is sky high. Sometimes we won't even let you buy it. Oops, another mirage. So they lure you in with fake promises of it being a low amount you're paying, but that's just basically to take your money. Because if you have a really bad illness, they're not gonna cover it, okay? And then for the people who already have pre-existing conditions, you're totally screwed. Well, then what is the goddamn point of healthcare? The whole point is we all pull our money together. That's how insurance works. And so if any of us get sick, you take it out of the insurance. If that's not how it works, and the healthy people pay for no reason, and the sick people die, that's not insurance. So they're gonna kill the Affordable Care Act by driving up the prices for anyone that isn't already young and healthy. And by the way, the third leg of this is, on top of everything, it actually increases expenses for the federal government and drives up the deficit.
Yep.
It's a lose-lose all around. But the one set of people who win from this, health insurance companies. You know what Blue Cross in Idaho is calling the new plans? Freedom plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the freedom to die if you hit your yearly cap. If you like this video, bless your heart. We got a lot more where that came from. We do a full show every day, Monday through Friday. Come enjoy it ad-free by becoming a member, tytnetwork.com/join.